Hey guys, welcome back to Easeldoesitstudio. So we've got one of the new molds out today, and I am going to be using the Let's Resin Fast Cure 4-hour demold. This is a 1-to-1, so you put equal parts of B and equal parts of A. So we're going to use this today. So what I realized, there's two different sizes on the molds. This one is a little bit longer, and this spot is longer. So that is the one that this one fits in. So we're not going to do that one because I'm doing this one for my downstairs bathroom. And then there's also the 2, but I'm going to do the 4 today. So these 2 are going to be done in the Mayspring Opulent Tanzanite with the Let's Resin Interference Blue in it. Because my downstairs bathroom is blue. So we're going to use those 2 in these 2 pieces. This is a soap dish, but I'm going to use it on my kitchen sink for like an SOS pad, or I have these plastic scrapers from Pampered Chef and then I can set that on here so it can sit on the counter but still look, you know, pretty and organized. So that's what I'm going to do for that. So for this one, I'm going to mix the Let's Resin Black Epoxy resin and the metallic silver. Now I know this one floats, but we're going to try to get it to marble. Anyways, we're going to try. I don't know if we're going to be able to. So when I was going back through looking, this is like when you scroll on Amazon and you get the different pictures. Well, I noticed it actually has like this one here. It says the volume for it is 3.99 ounces. So I'm assuming that means it holds 4 ounces. This tray holds 3.71 ounces. And the soap dish is 1.85 ounces. So that's 4, 8, 9. So I'm going to make up 10, and I should have a little bit extra. So I just figured I'd print that out and show you, because I never really paid attention if any of the other molds have that. So we're going to find out today. So let me go ahead, get some gloves on, and we are going to get some resin mixed up. I am going to divide it. I'm going to pull 2 ounces out for this, and then I will pull a little bit out for the silver. So I need a cup because I don't have a big cup with measurements. You'd think I would, but I don't. Let me flip these over just so I'm not getting crud in them. All right. So let's get these open. And Let's Resin was kind enough to send me this. So I am, because I have a bunch of projects coming up for Let's Resin, but a couple of them are going to take the deep pour resin. So I'm like, what can I do so I can get one out? All right, so we're going to do 5 ounces. This is part A. And then this, so that one was the part A that I just poured. And now we're going to do the part B, and we're going to do 5 ounces of that. And I'm just going to pull the little tab thing out here. Why do some of these come out so easy and then other ones don't want to budge? Oh, wow. I had to put some muscle in this morning, guys, and I only had 1 coffee. I think I'm going to need a second one. All right, so let me grab one of my silicone. And we're going to pour this 5 in this container. So the 4-hour fast cure is a thicker resin. And you don't want to over pigment the 4-hour fast cure because it can cause it to flash cure. So now I'll just put 5 ounces of part B. And we're going to cap that. And I'll set that aside. And then we're gonna pour this in. And I'm gonna use the Let's Resin automatic mixer. Which Let's Resin also sent me. So thank you, Let's Resin. All right, and then I'm going to use this cup to mix up, you know, one of my colors. All right, so I've got the Let's Resin mixer right here. Hopefully it has enough charge because I did not, I wanted to give it a good charge last night and I completely forgot. So I'm just going to push the button in and there we go. So I'm going to lower that. And I like the fact that it's easy. You just a crank to lower and raise it. So now the timer is counting down. And then when it's done, it will beep in. You know, I'll remix it. I'll scrape the side, scrape the bottom. And then we will get it divided up. And then we will get our pieces poured. So I will be right back when this is done. Okay, guys, I just realized something that I didn't know it had. On the front, where you turn it on and off, on the little, can I get it into shot here? On this little button, there was 3 things underneath, and I'm like, what's that for? It's your speed control. So you have 3 different speeds. So I figured I would come on and show you that. But now I don't know if... So when it's in AI mode, I guess it stays on medium. Okay, so I learned something new. And it has little lines at the top. All right, so I'm going to take this out because I messed with it. So I'm just going to turn it up on high. All right, it was almost done. So I'm just going to scrape it around the sides like this, because it flings off a lot of the resin that gets stuck on the blades. so you're not wasting as much. All right. All right, I'm gonna spray some alcohol on that. Take my paper towel. So even if you don't have a baby wipe, you can still use a paper towel. And I just get the bulk of all that resin off with one paper towel. And then I take a clean one. I just spray it again. And then I wipe it down. I go in between all the blades with a clean paper towel. And that way it stays nice and clean. I mean, you do, you know, get a little bit of build up in the little cracks or whatever over time, but hopefully we can buy just new paddles. Because if we can, I'm gonna probably order a couple just so that I have them, you know, on hand and ready, just in case. Okay, so I'm gonna take my stick and I'm just going to give that a good stir around. So I'm gonna try running this through the Let's Resin debubbler, especially for this one, the 4 ounces for that, because I'm thinking that's gonna be the one that's gonna trap probably the most bubbles. So I'm gonna put 4 ounces in this cup. Well, I'm gonna pour the 4 and then I'm going to, all right. So we've got 4 in there. I'm gonna let this sit and we're gonna put our colors in. So that way it will be ready to go when we get ready to pour. So look at how pretty that blue is. Now this is a much darker blue than my bathroom, which is what I wanted because I want that contrasting color. So we'll stir that. We'll see what we get for a color. And then we're gonna put some of the interference blue in here. And that should give us a really nice shimmer to it. That is so pretty. And let's get, I do a good scoop of that. That gives that like a blue shimmer throughout. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some in a paper cup. I'm going to try to divide it to see. I mean, the bubbles shouldn't show, but I'm just going to divide up a little bit here so it's not as much. And I'm going to run this through I'm going to stick it in the debubbler right now. And that way we will see. And I'm only going to do the 5-minute cycle on it. It should be enough. Okay, so I need, that's the 4. So I need 2 for this. And, all right, I'm gonna use this cup. And then we're gonna have to mix that the same way that we mixed that first batch. I don't know what I was thinking. I probably just wasn't thinking. So I'm gonna put all right, because I don't want the silver to take over. All right, so that's about a 1/2 ounce. And let's do our black in here. And our silver in here. And let me grab another little, I guess I gotta pull out some more little sticks. And we'll get this stirred. And just make sure that you mix your pigment paste and your micas really good. Okay, that one looks good. All right, let me do the flip-flop on these. Actually, let me get a pieces of paper towel to put underneath them, because that way we can move them around much easier. And this one isn't so bad because it's got the box. And there. All right, so we have 1 more minute on our other one, but I'm gonna get this one poured. So we're gonna give it a good spray of alcohol. I am going to try to run some of that alcohol in these little corners here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little bit of black around the edge, and I'm gonna swirl that just to get the resin in there. And let me see if I can. All right. So it's slowly going around. some in this corner. So I'm hoping that that's what those measurements were. I could be wrong. You know, I've been wrong before. Let me try to get some of the silver. That corner. All right. I just wanted to kind of make sure that I had something in them corners. And I'm just gonna try to pull these sides so that I'm making sure that, see that big bubble right there? That we don't get any bubbles. All right. My son went and tried golf today. Well, he went to the driving range. He had a set of golf clubs given to him, and he doesn't want to go try golfing until he's, you know, played with a few rounds of shooting the balls, whatever you call it. So hopefully, the silver doesn't completely take over. And where this is a fast curing resin, it's not going to have as much time to really kind of blend around. So I'm hoping, but you know what, guys? That is the measurement. So it definitely took the 4 ounces. So okay. Got that one. And hopefully there's I can't tell if that's silver or a bubble, but I don't want to blend it too much because I'd like it to stay somewhat marbled. All right. So let me grab my other blues. So there's still a little bit of bubbles in there, but not a ton. So let's get this one poured, and then I will mix the other one up. Because I might try something different. I don't know. All right, so let's start getting this poured. I just want to run that around those edges. Let me actually take my dotting tool. I was getting ready to panic, thinking, oh no, I don't have enough, but I got the other cup right here. Now, I don't know if the whole, the bottoms of these are under the resin or if it leaves like a hole. I don't know. We will find out in just a minute. All right, so let me spray it in between layers, and that way if there are any bubbles, they can start popping up. So I am assuming that those do stay open. It's not quite domed, but we've got to mix some more anyways, so let's go right ahead and get that done. All right, I'm just going to pour this in this cup. I try to keep these clean, these clear cups, like with no colors, just to mix the clear resin. Okay. And we'll get our two colors. Our tanzanite and our interference blue. And let's give that a stir. So because these are two separate pieces, I didn't mind pouring them separately because you know, it's not in the same piece. It's like the bottom and the top. So yeah, it's not as crucial, but look how pretty that is. Oh my gosh, I love that color. And it has such a pretty sparkle to it. Pop those few bubbles. And I got something in my mold, so hang on here. Put some alcohol. Okay. Let's get that poured. I might have to mix a little bit more. Because it's nowhere close to being domed. But I can do that off camera and just get these topped off. All right, so I'll probably I'm gonna make up 2 more ounces, and we will get this poured, and then I will be back for demold, and we will see how cute these are. Or how ugly they are. I don't know. Alrighty, guys. I will be right back. Okay, guys. So, these are all cured. So, let's see how they look. They're still going to be a little bendy, I'm sure. It's just been just barely over 4 hours, so... And I probably should have popped them on the heat mat a little bit to firm them up, but that's all right. We will hopefully persevere. All right, little bendy. But that looks good. All right, so I think I am going to wait on the other 2. If this is this bendy, so it's just been 4 hours. So because it's a little bit on the thinner side, I'm just gonna leave it. Let's see. I do want to set it aside. Let me just gonna pop it on there. And we're gonna let that finish hardening up. I'll probably pop these maybe on the heat mat for a few minutes, and then I will be back. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna have to redo this one because I took it out way too early. And I didn't even give it a thought. When you're using the fast cure, the thinner it is going to take a little longer. And I was just impatient. So I'm glad I stopped with that. So let's get our little tray piece unmolded. Oh, very pretty. Very, very pretty. And I don't have hardly any trimming to do. That is gorgeous. All right, so let's now to try to get this out, because the wood goes up underneath this lip, so you have to pop it down. So I did have a request to do this one in an alcohol ink. So we will be redoing this in an alcohol ink. And then we will have the comparison. Well, I guess we're going to have to put a little bit of alcohol down in there. There we go. It's just basically to break that little bit of tension that's in there. Ooh, hang on here. There we go. All right, let's put our mold back. So the bottoms do stay open. I tried doming it, and it just, that is so pretty. So this one I put some in and then I took it out. So this one, I filled it up and then it was leaking out everywhere. So it is meant for the holes to be open. So if you get this mold, so that you know that. Because when I mixed up the other little bit, I was like, oh, well, I'll try pouring some in here. And yeah, no, I almost had a mess. And this did take the whole 4 ounces, 2 ounces that I made. So I don't remember how much I did the first time, but it does take a little bit more than what it says. But again, I might have put too much, because I think the I think these were supposed to be, you know, all the way open, and I do have some over, but I'm not worrying about that. And there is our little, so this is bumped up just a smidge for it to lay completely flat, but that is gorgeous, guys. So, I mean, you could embellish this, you know, you could put, so saying here, you can put, you know, you could put a sticker or something here. So you can really, really customize these. But I think the next time I do it, I'm going to try and make sure this part here doesn't hump up. But then, you know, let's say this is your toothbrush. And what do I have that I could be like a toothpaste, something toothpaste. All right, so you could take this and, you know, say that's your toothpaste. Or you could make these and, you know, have like your tools that you use all the time. You could put in here. So yeah, I will definitely be making more of these because that is really, really cute. And then again, like I said, this one would have been cute had I not screwed it up. But I think when I redo this one, I'm going to try a different silver versus the metallic one. So yeah, I'm just going to throw this one out because there's no fixing it. But yeah, so that is gorgeous. I love, love, love that color. So I will get some pictures for you, and the next video is going to be this one. And then the one after it, I'm going to do the tissue box and another one of the toothbrush holders. But I'm going to do it in the ink instead of the powder. And that way we can see the difference. So stay tuned for that one coming up. And we've got a lot of new molds coming up, guys. So stay tuned for that. And I will see you on the next one.